This video is brought to you by Asmodee.
What's up, Hits and Crits family? Welcome to a new Season 7 patch video, now on the long-awaited STARKS. And obviously, teammate Vompus is here, one of the best Stark players I know, at least. Right now, you're fully into Lannisters, I know that, but still Stark in your heart, right?
Yes.
Yes, so that's good. So great to have you, and let's jump right into the agenda. As always, we talk about the impact of Season 7 onto how does it reshape our decision making when constructing lists or like putting together our armies for tournaments. Also, we will talk about how to counter other factions, especially in this meta of giants, Jackin, all that happening. We will talk about 2 lists we think you should bring to a tournament, or we feel that can be used competitively in the current meta. And we also brought a secret combination, a secret brew for just fun, or for a kitchen table, or for your whatever local league play, which probably your opponent didn't see that often. All right, so let's jump right into now. Today we have like a movie quote thing going on. So scientists were so preoccupied. So we see 3 changes within the Starks. So first, Eddard, Rob, and Roderick. Eddard, like to frame it before we jump into details, Eddard was a little bit surprising for me because I felt he was really good at 6 points where he was. Now he got tuned down a bit. And my take is it's probably because of the double Tully Cav list that he was tuned down a bit. I don't see another reason. Second, Rob lost a bit of his thematic thing of outflanking, maneuvering, kind of. Now, when we stay on the thematic side of things, he has something when he controls the crown, or your opponent does not control the crown. He does something to you or your opponent, which is kind of thematic. And Roderick Cassell just got tuned up by gaining the ability that he does it always. He always goes to his zone. He always does the vulnerable, and 3 times a game he can enable some rerolls for you. So actually got better. So Levin, what do you think about the changes? Let's start with Eddard.
Yes, as you already spoke about, that Eddard was tuned down significantly. I think it was a bit overboard with this kind of nerf. He was kind of fun in some Maggie lists, or maybe Brandon Tully Foot Commander, where you wanted to heal a lot, like all like steady and grindy lists. And I think, unfortunately, he was, nerfed too much. So compared already to Tywin and Balon before for 6 points, he was not that good as the others, but still playable. But now he's almost naked, I would call him.
Yeah, but naked, like, do you feel the double Tully Cav list with Rob is still with him still being viable? Is it still out there, or is it broken now? Did it go away?
I think it's gone, because the healing, which was actually one of the strongest parts with the movement combinations, is now turned down also significantly because the Tullys lost the double heal, and Eddard lost the tokens. So and healing less as well. So the 2 nerfs at the same time.
All right. So on Rob Stark, what do you feel, Rob Stark?
I actually liked him before as well, but he could have maybe gotten above there because I like the thematic part of him being like the move captain of the Starks. I love the one movement and would have liked it if they got in the same direction, maybe kept the move, maybe some small buff here and there, maybe lose the outflank and something else. Um, Now I think he's playable, but not like top tier. But you can bring him in some lists because the opponent has to take crown first, or if he doesn't want you to have the good effect, then he needs to go on the crown.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's some play against it, and it's just like to take crown on at first is most likely not the best play for the
Yeah.
opponent. So there is some maybe annoyingness I would call it, but yeah, he's playable. But I think there are other very good options to take
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Stark roster.
Yeah, so he's just overshadowed by other things, and
Yeah,
obviously us as Stark players, we tend to have Arya as an auto include in basically every list, right? There's also Kat, who is well, she is always a go-to, always good, never bad. So right, that's probably that's the and actually Roderick now,
yeah,
which will be there in a second. But yeah, so that's probably his thing. I also feel he's quite strong. I mean, he can enable so many things that the Starks need, right? So there are
yeah,
certain units like Berserkers or others that are not in high need of sundering, but they benefit quite a lot from sundering, or
yeah, yeah,
outriders,
yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
it is. All these are really dependent on such a keyword. So I think he's good, but he's just a bit overshadowed because you need the free movement, you need the token removal or highest attack die value. So yeah.
For for 4 points, maybe he would be playable
Yeah.
because for 5 he's like very costly, and then he competes with 5 point
Mm,
added, which
yeah.
is yeah very very strong.
Mm,
Um, yeah, so
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
some small changes, and I think he's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so on Roderick Cassell, I played him 3 times now since season 7, and basically what I can tell you, or before I give it to you, everything is yellow. Everything on your opponent's side is full of vulnerable tokens. Everything is like fully stashed on vulnerable. So that's really that's really an effect. I really like to see. Yeah. How do you feel about Roderick?
I love him now. I think he is almost like go-to in every list now with
Mm-hmm.
Aya,
Mm-hmm.
because the one token also in the other Stark videos we talked about is the critical one when you roll on the charge dice, and this is for Starks especially brutal,
Yeah.
because almost every cards are played on charges or attack. So now you definitely have your rerolls when you need it.
At least the
And
rerolls.
this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
before you only had 2 tokens, now 3, which is awesome. And also this vulnerable token is amazing, um, because also the trackers which were often in the list before, they have been cut out of the list because of the meta, so they didn't fit in anymore, and so you
Yeah.
lost the vulnerable token there, and now you gained it back, which is amazing. And I
Mm.
think he's not overtuned. He's strong, but he's very playable, and I think he's awesome now for the Starks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Definitely check him out. I was also surprised how good he is now.
yeah,
Because
he's
when I saw it the first time, I was like, okay, one more token, always vulnerable. Yeah, so sounds okay, sounds good,
yeah,
right? But when playing him, you will really see. You will see.
yeah. Do it,
Y-
do it.
yes. So that were scientists were so preoccupied, but they never asked if they should. And they probably never asked themselves, should we change the edit, or should we change edits on a guard as well? So because they just didn't. So we've seen this change on the Sworn Swords with the at any cost thing. Also, the Winter's Bite got a little change. Go down fighting edit. So now, for in my point of view, for a 5-point unit, the Sworn Swords is quite a is really a good unit for 5 points. They are
Yeah,
good. They are fitting the Stark play style. They are going on the rerolls on the they can gain the highest attack die. There are ways to make them even better, and with the at any cost, man, they can really hit. right? The go down fighting always is a thing you can rely on as well. But there's the big but. Eddard's Honor Guard it's exactly the same thing, just with a better attack profile and a better defense. So, and I feel this unit needs some more love in the future. And I hope for Eddard's Honor Guard being a little bit, and I'm not saying better. I don't want to say they need to be better, because they are. I want to say I want to feel the difference on the battlefield. Because right now I do not really feel it. Not really. Right? That's what I see. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, they're almost the same unit. Of course, this deadline is way stronger. 3 defense is a benchmark, same as 3 to hit.
Yeah.
And 3 to hit with crit blow is always nice. Also in the combination with the rally cry and the iron resolve, which Eddard gives to this unit, they are very tanky.
Yeah.
Which the most other STARKS units are not. So this is amazing. But I agree, maybe some more uniqueness, like we will see with the other units we will approach to later, would fit this unit perfectly. And maybe new models. That will be great.
Different.
This is a wish for.
Different topic on the miniatures, and I'm pretty sure we won't see them like around the corner. But this is something I always felt. Same for the Follows of Bone, right? Same thing. So yeah, that would be great to see something. But maybe tactics can help at some point. I don't know. Let's see. There will be different miniatures, or I actually, and as you know, I collected quite a few of these Kickstarter stuff, right? So that I use these Kickstarter Sworn Sword Captains, because they are pretty rare, and they will basically build my Honor Guard, so they look different than the Sworn Swords. Yes. Right, so that's on them. So if the scientists ask themselves next time, should we change it? Yes, you should. Please do that. Yeah, please change the Honor Guard. Okay, so next one. Interesting one. Nuke it from orbit, right? Nuke it from orbit. They got changes just to make sure we kill something. So House Umber Great Axes, they gained the Prey on Fear to stay alive way more now. With the Vicious and the Prey on Fury, that works really well. They got an attack die more, which is really good, right? Because of the only on 6s, so you defend only on 6s. And they took away the condition of the defender becomes weakened only on the last rank. Now it's always. So they got way more sustain, so they can stay alive way longer than they did before. And the House Umber Great Axes, they just got a crit blow. Right? Just to make sure to have a one-shot potential. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I was one of the people who also said, please give the Great Axes one more attack die, because compared to other elite infantry units with the 654, it was a bit lacking in the damage profile. Now they're back on the orbit. They're back on track. And also that the healing ability is nice, which also fuels my intention that you gain sustain by attacking, or like some other abilities which is needed for STARKS to stay engaged and smack the opponent, and find it very thematically good. And I think they're good, or just balanced. I think they're very playable.
Also I've seen so many combinations, because when you see Great Axes, a lot of times you think about stuff like, I mean, you could think Robb Stark, right? Because they get really fast. You can think Great John, obviously, because but you probably would put Great John in something like Berserkers, would fit even better. But also on Great Axes, he is he's awesome because of the auto charge, right? The auto charge thing, and like so. But also, what I wanted to say is, I've seen them with Brinton Tully Commander as well, because he brings the set for charge and he just pushes you, right, to the edge of the table, and you're like, I don't want you, man. No, man, please, right? And he's just saying, come on, man. just charge me. I have my set for charge. So you can use this unit in so many different ways. Also with Mage Mormont, same thing. Last Stand and all that. So it's so high. You can use basically each and every commander. Rickard Karstark as well. Same. So you can. So same. And this is really cool to see. You have a unit which is basically viable in almost everything. Right?
I completely agree. I love it in Rickard Karstark as well. And this unit is playing with a lot of attachments and commanders. Even if you want to leave out Edda's Honor Guard and you put any commander in there with Fallen Fury, Fallen Fury, that unit smacks hard. That's awesome.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Also some fun. Lot to try out. Yeah, on the Berserkers, I would say the crit blow is nice, but I think was the wrong keyword for them because it's already a bit too much damage in the game, and 9 dice potential with crit blow is overboard a bit. I mean, you can get it with Greyjohn's tactics card, but there is some requirement to get it at least. Now it's like you always have it, and the one shot potential is pretty brutal if you're like in the flank. And then with the House Umber champion, for example, you get a vulnerable, you get a panic token, you have vicious 9 attack die, like they hit like a truck now.
Yeah, you said Umber champion. So when we talk attachments, what would you say is your most favorite attachment for the House Umber Berserkers? I mean, obviously the Umber champion, and I like that thematically because he really fits into them. As you said, you get the panic token, you get the vulnerable token, you have basically everything when they charge, right? The vicious, the highest, everything. But is there something else that you would say this is really cool to try out as well with the Berserkers?
If we're not speaking of commander attachments, I would also say Rob, because then they're even faster. And when you want to hit them back, they can retreat and charge you back again, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Then, which is also the Karstark Loyalist, there you also get the vulnerable token, and you don't see so many or this attachment very often, and the opponent cannot expend the weaken token on you, which is great when you have crit blow. So there is a very nice synergy there.
Nice.
And the vulnerable token is one of the most important. You get it with Roderick now, that's why he's amazing, but then you have it again. And that's a great crit blow, vulnerable, you cannot be weakened. Is pretty strong.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, those three would be
for the Stark player.
for the Stark player.
For the Stark player. All right, so nuke it from orbit on the Umber side of things. So let's go one step more. So I buy that for $1. It's just a great change. I mean, Stark Bowman rose from the ashes of the Stark 6-point roster. Always a like I don't want to say bad, but always a unit where we thought yes, but nah, right? Yes, but no, we take something else. Same for the She-Bears. Well, not the same. She-Bears was always a thing, always playable, especially with Recon, Osha kind of thing, bringing Shaggy Dog along. That was what I mostly saw. But
Brotherhood.
Yeah, exactly. So both great changes, but yeah. Levin, tell us why. Why are they so amazing now for 6 points?
Yeah, I was one of the people who didn't like the Archers for a long time.
Yes, I know.
Fun discussions with Thomas about this unit.
Yeah.
And now I tried it out in a few games, and they're amazing because to turn off cards and orders when you need to, like you always have your Winter's Coming, which is one of your strongest cards in your base deck. You have it now all the time when you need to. Or in the right moment, so to say. And this is amazing for the Starks. Also, the attack profile with 775 is now pretty strong. Now matches like other profiles from the Martel Bowman,
the Skyfall, Skyfall,
and
Sky
Yeah.
Reach.
Also,
Yeah.
the precision is very nice on long range to maybe get some cracks in tanky units. But yeah, here and there some shots also on giants. Um, yeah.
With the
So
precision, yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the precision. Yeah, I love this unit now. Also with the Overwatch attachment, which Stark have access
With the
to, it's a
Warden.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very strong combination.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yep. So on the
Finally.
She-Bears, what do they do for you now?
Yeah, they're your heal battery now, since you lost Rally Cry from the Tali calves.
Mm-hmm.
And I played them with Brandon Tully Foot Commander as well, and it was a lot of fun when the opponent like put a lot of tokens on you. You just repeat the process 4 times, heal 4 wounds. Um, yeah, which is amazing. And I think this unit is also very good. Uh, Also now the Warcry is thematically awesome because you shout to your opponent and maybe they fear you now. I think this is also very awesome.
Yeah, and the more you are, the worse, right? The more they
Yeah,
are, and they're all
correct.
screaming, right?
Yeah,
The more difficult the panic test gets. So yeah.
yeah. Maybe one small thing is this 7-6-4 maybe, then I think they would be perfectly fine.
Mm.
But they're still
Mm.
very. I mean,
Still,
it's still is very
still, still, still
serviceable.
viable and usable now, way more than before.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, way more than before.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so we would buy that for $1 because they were just great changes and basically removes this never-ending story of Starks, man, they do not have good 6-point units, right? Now they do, not all
now
of
they
them.
do.
Now, not all of them, but at least they got a few. So
Yeah,
the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we have. Let's start with the bad. Let's start with the bad. The bad. The House Tully Cavaliers lost, as you just said, lost their healing ability, basically their rally banner ability, and it got replaced by stubborn tenacity. So also I would say probably a change that comes from this high and always meta list we have seen with Rob and 2 Tully Cavaliers, which was really hard to counter. And now they lost this. Can only heal by the Winterfell Guardian, for example, or um, the not the Fortune Seeker, probably,
yeah.
but yeah. So that's down now. So how do you feel about the change on the Cavaliers? Was it needed? Is that fair now? Is it? What do you feel?
I think one of the few guys who say the rally banner was fine.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, the main problem for Starks was that the lack of the roster you could take in competitive was quite low. So you always just took most likely neutral units and the Tully Cavaliers and build up your army list.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with this roster you have now and the old rally banner, I think you would have maybe seen a lot different lists than only Rob Darby Talikav list. Because you could have built a lot of different competitive lists, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if we would change, I would have changed the Winterfell Guardian that he would use the
Instead,
Dauntless
yeah,
instead, so
yeah.
that the double healing is gone, which is this is too strong. I totally agree, but I like the healing ability for healing others, which is needed for Starks to stay alive. Now you have it on a different unit, but yeah, 2 units with more like healing production for others would have been amazing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, that's also like let's go to the ugly. The ugly for me was actually the Winterfell Guardian. The Winterfell Guardian wasn't changed, but as soon as I seen the change on the Rally banner, I was thinking about the in-house cavalry attachment, and I was thinking about this double and stubborn tenacity. And actually, you don't want this in song, or at least I don't want this in song. I don't
Yeah,
want the faction cavalry to have something the same as the house, like one of your cavalry units. So I would say the change would have been better invested in the Winterfell Guardian. I know that the patch was focusing units and NCUs. I totally get this, but this is something we hopefully see in season 8, that the Winterfell Guardian is changed accordingly. And you got some interesting insights from the playtest, right? He had some in the playtest. What did he have in the playtest?
If I remember correctly, he had like a hardened ability or iron resolve. I think it was hardened first, if I remember correctly, which was fine. Also, it's a nice combination for the Tallies. Also matches the identity, being rough, being tanky.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah, we will see when the attachments and cards are changed, how the Winterfell Guardian will look, and I'm pretty sure they would change them. So we will see about that.
Yeah. So the Stark Outriders, also a hidden, or not hidden, but also a 6-point unit which got way better now. I would say one of the main reasons is the scout terrain. The scout terrain, to have that perfect moment, to have reroll on charges, ignoring all terrain penalties, man, that's big, right? Because a lot of times we already have the effect of we ignore dangerous, we ignore, right, because of the survivalist. So this is gone, and with those guys, you can even say, "Oh, it's a corpse pile. I don't care, man." Right? Yeah. It's a bog. I don't care, man. I don't care. Right? And then you have Roderick, vulnerable rerolls as well, even if you roll the 1. So and that actually fuels what you said. The whole Stark deck is based around melee attacks or charges and a little bit of movement, but mainly charges and melee. And all these changes basically ensure that you will get there. You will get there, and you will get there powerful. And this is really good to see these changes coming alive and played out in season 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree, because now you can not only play Tully Cavaliers because they had to sustain to get in melee fight.
Yes.
Now you have other possibilities to get in combat and smack, which is awesome. Yeah. And of course, what we cannot forget is the +1 to hit they got, so they hit on 3 now. Yeah, now they can also hit like a truck with star cards. Maybe if you play Rob, they get Sundering.
Yeah, and they're so fast.
Now they're very fast with tactical position. And also what I really like is you can like set traps for the opponent if he feels safe on stakes, and then you have a Tully Cav, and then you can just charge and you ignore the stakes. And if it's there, you can set some pieces here and there. And I think they are very awesome tech piece, but now you have so many good 6-point units.
6-point units,
you have to choose what you should take.
Yes.
Yeah, my called 6-point graveyard is back. The tomb is empty now.
The tomb is empty. Almost empty. Almost empty. Yeah, I feel that. But the first world problems, right? As a faction, I really can't decide which 6-point unit I'm taking, right? So that's cool to see. Let's go to a topic which was always like heavily addressed in each and every patch or faction, is the neutrals. So the neutrals change all based around Jaqen and Walder. Jaqen and Walder are, I don't want to say it's I don't want to say too strong, but they built a meta for us which becomes a bit, I would say, boring when you think tournament play. At least when you think tournament, league, or a competitive play, it becomes a little boring to build lists, because you are basically pushed to take either, and most of the time you will take Jaqen 100% of the time, because you need to counter Walder. So this is the meta we live in right now. But how do you feel about these changes specifically for the Starks?
As you said, I think Jaqen is the way to go, because you need to counter Cersei or different other NCUs in the game, which you need to prevent. Also, Jaqen prevents most of the time that people would take maybe the Walder list, because then you have Walder too. And actually, the Starks have so many good NCUs now. It is really hard to pick. You have Sansa, which is very Sansa is niche, but she's very good in certain lists where you
In
need
certain lists, yeah.
where you need the cards back. Caitlyn is very good. Highest attack die, remove the token.
Remove
Broderick is
token.
very powerful. I think the most and which as you could never leave out is Arya, but
Yeah.
she's based on skill and movement and positioning, so I love her, and I think she's like the bench and the mark for Starks, why they're so
Yeah.
cool and
Yeah.
movable, and of course 5-point Eddie, right? He's also a lot of people hate him. I love him to play. The only control part Starks have, except you play maybe like Howland Reed Commander and a bit of Roderick Commander,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he's a very good control piece, and I think you only would play Jakin right now, and the
Yeah.
others are not playable for Starks
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
need
Look,
your assets.
yeah, exactly. Because you need the others, and Varys is probably a bit too costly now, too expensive to put into your list. I totally get that. He's still great, right? He's still good. I still tend to play him in some lists because like he was always good. But now for 5 points, you have to invest a little, right, to have him. And if you do, and you feel comfortable with him, he will definitely bring his worth. But he's costly in your list. Walder, on the other hand, yeah, is obviously really, really strong NC, obviously. But again, Jacken will enable you to copy him in case your opponent brings it. So that actually tends to, when I see lists now being played on tournaments, you see Jacken always 100% and Walder just sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And if Jacken wouldn't exist, Walder would be out there all the time. I don't know. It's real. It's yeah. So again,
But
it's a little boring to see both changes. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, but I think maybe if they would put Jack into 5 points as well, then because Walder cannot fit in every list because maybe you want to play another 5-point NCU, and then it's already a bit rough with the list building.
Yes.
And with Jackin, I think it's the same thing. If she would cost 5 points, then you really have to think, oh, okay, then I have to make some choices here and there, what to bring and what to leave.
I feel that Jacken, if he would have stayed exactly the same as he was before, but you just would, for example, improve his own influence he had, the precision on the infantry, if you would say precision for everyone, right? Basically, for Cav as well, or something. If you would have changed that and all the rest would have stayed the same, he would be perfect in season 7 because we got so many good influences, right? So we talked about Cersei, obviously. We talked about well, we didn't talk about, but there's some, but Walder. There is also Barristan. There is Ariana from Martell. So many good things around, so many good influences he could copy off, right? So I think he would be perfect for season 7. But let's see for season 8. Let's see what the developers come up with. And I know they are cooking already, so let's see that. So key takeaways for the Starks. So I just take the first point, the rest is for you. 6 points are now viable for the Starks. Finally, no, the 6-point graveyard is gone. Now we have cool, good tech piece or aggressive or highly durable units which you can really put into your list with a good feeling without thinking, oh man, I just want to use them sometime. Now you can really see their worth on the battlefield, and that's great. So, what else do we have as takeaways for the Starks, man?
Yeah, the second slot, slightly more durability would have been nice. It's one of the things which I always say, also given the pass, which you only almost could play tallies, and everything would die before you come in combat, or almost. Now it's gotten better, and I really like the development there. But as I see in the Night's Watch, the vets, for example, they got their own disrupt and Counter-Strike. And maybe, I know the hardened was always a very hard discussed topic, but maybe if StarX, for example, would get their own wording for hardened, then there won't be so like OP combos in other factions. And I think hardened is also a very thematic theme for Starks, like to
Yes.
parry and to stay alive, not like with healing and stuff, like to parry. And I think that would be very fitting and cool. But maybe we have luck in the season 8. And also I like that Aya and also like for the Outriders we got us still the movement shenanigans now with more ignoring terrain. I think this is still the most fun thing about playing Starks, and that's why I love that it remains their identity actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is cool. And the next point is the diversity, which is also with the point one you made. Now, since the tomb is gone, except maybe one unit in the
Yeah.
6-point
Or
roster,
2. Oh yeah, 1.
or
Yeah, on the
two,
6-point roster. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the 6-point roster is one,
Yes.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, now you can build so many good lists, I think, and
And
so
8
many
activation lists. And 8
8
activation is back. Yeah. Yeah.
and now you can also put so many different commanders on the spot, so because different units fuel with different commanders very well. And I think this is amazing to see for Starks that
Yeah.
you now have so much diversity in your list building, which makes a lot of fun. Um,
Yeah.
and so as you said, the activations are back now. You can play a lot of lists, or here at the Wolf there, maybe 2. You can be very diverse, and this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jakin, as you said, I think is for every faction is the same. Jakin is the benchmark, because you need her to balance out the opponent and maybe strong in or strengthen your good NCUs like Arya, 5-point Eddard. Which is a bit boring, as you said, because it's also I would rather play in-house my NCUs than taking a neutral one.
Me
So
as well.
because
Yeah.
it's just more thematic.
Yeah, and it feels more unique as well, right? And you do not want other people to copy off of you. That's why I'm saying I like Jackin like early, like before that, because when in case someone brought him, it was a little bit luck, right? It was a little bit, oh, great matchup, right? Now I can really like make something off of him. But sometimes you brought him and you're like, okay, that's okay. I will just end up by copying myself something I brought, or I will just throw out the precision on a unit, which I like that one. But now it's pretty much you take it and you will definitely make someone angry. So and that's nah.
Yeah, I think what you said is exactly the point, because you're able to copy also the very unique stuff of the armies list, like Aya token or whatever, which makes it a lot of unfun because your army doesn't feel very unique anymore because your opponents can just use it as well.
Exactly.
And to fuel it up, I think. Sorry.
You go.
Yeah, I would say from all the patches, from all the factions, I would say the Stark one was the best, because they didn't overtune the units. They made them all playable and strong, but not overpowered.
Yeah.
And I think that is why I also love playing them again. Because as I said, the diversity and which makes a lot of fun playing them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel so as well. So all these changes were really game changing for me as well, and I started painting again and took the Starks out of the closet, and because I just like the changes. But something remains. Let's not talk about the bruisers, because we basically did that a little bit below the carpet. But what about the Winterfell Guardians, and what about the Bog Devils, man? I mean, 7 points, and the Bog Devils especially, man, they could definitely use a keyword, and they could definitely use a better attack profile, and they could definitely use a better defensive profile. So all of that for 7 points. I mean, the Bog Devils, and I love what they do. I like I love the idea behind it with the poison, go in, go out, poison, weaken, everything. I love the idea. But a lot of times you just feel, there's so much better stuff out there. Same for the Winterfell Guardians. they actually were a 7-point units, or you thought about why are they 7 points, and the main reason for them being 7 points, I feel, was not what they could do in terms of abilities. They had a good profile, but it was basically the fact that they reduce the cost of one attachment for 1 point. So, right, and this is a little bit taken away by 4 free attachments, right? And now they just feel like they are just left behind.
Yeah,
And they're just left behind.
Right? Did we see them?
Yeah. Still there? No. So we really hope season 8, please make it happen. Bog Devils, Winterfell Guardians, you forgot about them. You just forgot, right? And we are not angry. You just forgot this can happen, but season 8 will fix it. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. So let's now jump to the 2 medalists we brought, right? And you go, man, with your Eddard Stark list in the discussed honor guard.
Yeah, I brought this list against the Baratheons right now. It's like I didn't like completely check it out, but I think it's really playable because Eddard has auto pass panic test, which is very important if you play against double Lightbringers. So I think that's why I chose this commander against the Baratheons.
Yeah.
Also, you got the healing from the She-Bears now. And also a lot of tokens, which is needed to get through the armor. And then you have your big chunk opener with the great axes to get through the armor of the Baratheons. And also here
blow.
again,
great axes with crit blow.
Yeah, with crit blow.
Nice.
Now you got the double weekend. I know this is a bit off. You could also go more tanky way if you put Brandon Tully in there with Iron Resolve and Dauntless. So maybe you lessen the damage from the Lightbringers. And then you play the typical Stark game, dance on stakes, and try to move out your opponent with Arya and try to set traps. And also 8 activation. Here we are. Huh? I think this is important also. And in the right time, you use the Bowman ability to shut down the cards, which is also very, very vital to get through Baratheons, for example. They cannot play the defensive cards. I mean, the best card they can still play, Find a Strike, which always hurts. But I think the rest is also very important to shut down.
Yeah.
And also, he has to watch out to move correctly with the Overwatch. So there are a lot of tools to maybe threaten the Baratheon here.
True. True.
And from the NCU perspective, I took Arya, Jaqen, and Roderick. As discussed a lot, Roderick is now, for me, the benchmark. I love him. You got the tokens, and with Arya and Jaqen, you wait for a turn where you can move like crazy. You copy Arya, and then you have 4 Arya tokens in one turn, for example, and then you can just run, and maybe in the flank or stuff. Yeah, and this is the way to go.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, the other list, also 8 activations, is actually not that different in terms of the concept. The concept is basically the same, right? You have a can opener, you have the Bowman to shut down at the perfect time. You shut down the needed or when you charge the shut down the defensive stuff that your opponent could do. Great John in Berserkers is obviously a pretty aggressive, but it's a thing your opponent has to respect, right? Because they will be in your front row, right, instantly because of the auto charge, 6 movement, so they charge on 12. They can dance on stakes as well. And also with Eddard Stark, you will shut down when you take when you're trying to do a big charge and deal a heavy blow. Eddard will be there to prevent that you heal back from it, or that you move away from it, that you retreat off of it, whatever. So he will shut you down and keep you engaged. And this is what we want, right? So basically, what is interesting is the Stormcrow Mercenaries recon and Osha thing. I always, when you see Stormcrow Mercenaries, because of the adaptive, you think well, it's just a 5-point unit. But these guys with the 4 defense and with recon, they also gain +1 to morale. They are way more defensive than you think on paper.
Yeah.
So when you see them in play, this combo is way harder to kill than you think.
Yeah. And with the new Movated per coin, they heal also sometimes. So it's
exactly.
Yeah, they're annoying to deal with now. And, just the small change, as you said, is actually also in the NCU roster. Of course, you can take Aya Jack in here again for Roderick. Or maybe for Eddard. There are a lot of list tweaks you can do. Also, maybe you put the Outriders in instead of the Archers, but I really like to say no, you don't have cards right now.
I think it's neat. I think it's needed in Great John list because you are dependent on this. I deal a lot of damage in this particular moment. And if you take away with the archers and with Eddard all the possibilities of your opponent to heal back from it or to come back from it, then this will definitely in the mid run will win you the game. And this why I would always put Eddard in there. I wouldn't change it for Jackin. If I to be honest, I wouldn't, but yeah, as you said, obviously there are possibilities, which is so great in this game that you have so many options. But I really love this list without Jackin.
Yeah, maybe also when you really want to dive deep against giants, I think Sansa is also a possibility to take to refuel your lash out.
Lash out, yes.
Yeah, to
or
refuel your last stand.
Yeah.
So if he kills you, I mean, great axes or berserkers, if they hit back, they just hurt. So
with everything, right? They hit back with everything they got. So
and so the giant player really has to think, oh, okay, I get a lash out, and then maybe if I kill them, I get a last stand. So you just trade, and then I think it's a good good game for you, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So that will be my final question for these two lists. So this would be the list you could play against giants. That would be the pick. Yeah.
Yeah. You could try it.
Yeah, you could try. Let's say you could try, but this would be the pick. This would be the pick.
Yeah.
All right, so we will leave you be. This is the patch review for the Starks. We will let you go, send you on the road with one final list that Levin put together. It's a fun list again. It's more on, hey, did you see that on Starks? So tell me about Roderick Cassell in Mormon Bruises.
Yeah. We got the bruisers out of the tomb. This is this is a completely fun list. And now with the new Rob and Jackin and Howland Reed, it feels that the opponents will get so many hits back because every unit has almost a disrupt, counter strike, and you can at least get -2 actually on every unit which hits you, which is pretty fun. Of course, this is very vital against range because they would just shoot you down, but against melee infantry units, that will be like a headache for your opponent because your opponent really cannot hit well, and that is just fun.
It's obviously
even the
fun.
wolf has disrupt.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like the Grey Wind brings you disrupt, then you have Howland when you need it, right? So that's gonna that's a fun one. I will definitely try that one out in one of our next league games we're playing in our local club. I'll definitely bring that one.
Roderick, you can even get -3. Sorry.
Oh yeah, with the card.
With the card, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's pretty fun. That's why with the card they have -3.
Okay, yeah, and probably this combo is something you don't see coming, right? So that's why it could be fun. Yeah. So again, this ends our faction review on the Starks. It was great to chat with you, Levin, on the Starks, and I think there's nothing more to say, guys. Drop your comments down below and tell us how you feel about the Stark change. And until we meet again, guys, Roll those crits.
Come for the hits and stay for the crits.